Down. Let's tackle one stock that's had a roaring time, and the stock on our radar is Tejas Networks. It's India's first professionally managed company, so there is no designated promoter group. It has had a very good run of late with a 40% gain in the last 3 months and over 60% since its listing in June. Sanjay Nayak, Managing Director and CEO of Tejas Networks, has joined us on the phone line. Good morning, Sanjay. Thank you very much for joining us. Well, anything lately in terms of an increase in orders? Can you give us some color on how third quarter was in terms of revenues as well in terms of order book?
Thank you. First of all, happy to join on the call today. In terms of the growth and the order book that you mentioned, we continue to see very robust growth in our business. And the underlying thing is very simple. The data growth and the consumption is continuing to increase quite a bit, both in India and the other markets that we focus. And that directly results in a larger demand for fiber optic transmission equipment that we make. So I think that has kind of been a more of a consistent trend. So I don't think there's anything particular which happened in Q3. But it just looks like a good long-term trend that we continue to see for our business.
I was asking you about what the revenue potential will be because of the fiber optic network, and what kind of growth do you see in the full year?
Yeah, so first of all, the revenue potential continues to be around 20% that we had mentioned earlier. There are two macro factors which seem to be coming into play if I look at the next 12 to 18 months specifically. Number one is that the mobile data growth in India continues unabated. So we've had, we expect at least the 5x growth over the next 3 to 5 years. So that's going to add up to the investment that the operators have to make. Secondly, we are seeing a new trend where the wired broadband, which is fiber to the home, is starting to become an interesting service for many of the operators to provide to their customers, especially in the urban areas. And secondly, the corresponding part of government going ahead very aggressively to implement the next 150,000 villages in the rural areas with fiber, again, is going to be a good impetus for our business. So we do see that India will continue to be a big part of our business in terms of the growth for the next 12 to 18 months. And similarly, we are also seeing Africa and Southeast Asia, again, which are bigger hotspots in the world for broadband growth as good growth drivers for our business.
What's the contribution to your revenue from government, and are your receivables still high?
So receivables are improving, as we had mentioned earlier. So we had set a target that over the next 3 to 4 quarters, we will be able to bring down the receivables, which we are continuing to see improvement. We seem to be heading towards a steady state working capital of around 130 days over the next couple of quarters, given that the 2 quarters are already over. And we don't necessarily see too much of a delay in receivables from the government. It's only the process which initially takes a little bit of time to get the thing primed up. But after that, it's been, at least in our experience, has been reasonably smooth for us.
Okay, Sanjay, thank you for stopping by and speaking with us. And thank you for waiting patiently. That's the word coming in from Tejas Networks.